Welcome to the Calm the Storm, the Whimsy podcast, where we explore transformative ideas and practices from Kent and Heather McKean's The Metanoia Method.
In each episode, we'll dive into key concepts from the book, discussing how we can apply these insights to our daily lives and foster deeper connections with ourselves and others.
As we go through today's discussion, we invite you to think about how these concepts apply to your own life. Let's dive into our discussion.
All right, Crystal, before we started recording, you just told us how proud of us you are.
Yes.
But it's so funny that you said that because I was going to make a confession. While I was reading this, I was like, oh, it feels so good to look at this book and see all of these pages on the left that I've read and just only like a couple pages on the right that I haven't. And I want to read more books.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
What kind of books?
Probably like this kind of book.
That's the kind of books that I like.
Yeah. Because I fall asleep if I read like, oh shoot, fiction books. We just talked about this.
Yes.
That's what's not real, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So I don't understand
Non-fiction, fiction.
It's so funny. But anyway, I would rather watch TV show
I gotcha.
than read a fiction book. But I really do like things that help me like develop myself as a person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this has been so good for me. But it also just feels really good to be like, look at all that I've accomplished.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I honestly am so proud because pretty sure a couple months ago you're like, I'm never going to read a book.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. I did.
And here we are.
Yeah. I love it.
Wow.
All right. So I'll just start by reading this. The first thing I would like to remind you of is this. There is likely nothing wrong with you. No, I'm not saying that your problem is only in your head. I believe and know from experience that the body can produce very real symptoms, diseases, feelings, and emotions in accordance with what is going on with us. So she is just talking about, so it's real because we have all those symptoms. We have all those ailments from really ignoring internal problems. It doesn't make it any less real, but there's a way to heal from it and get out of it is what the purpose of this book is. So we're going to skip to 257, unless there's something you would like to say before I move on. I just saw you circle and star.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Oh. Ding, ding. Welcome back. Wow.
That was amazing.
Okay, so I just circled this one. So there was a couple quotes in the front here of chapter 13, and the third one down says, "But unless you repent, you too will perish." And then the author of that is Jesus. And I just thought that was really interesting because we will perish if we don't repent.
If you don't deal with the physical internal,
deal with that internal loop that goes on. And then it says here, if you persist with the belief that something is wrong with me, then your body, and it says, which is the obedient slave to the mind, will eventually produce something that will prove you right. May have already taken its route. Which is really crazy. It says that our body is a slave to our mind. It will do exactly what we want it to do.
What we've trained it to do.
What we have trained it to do.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable to me.
I love hearing Kelly like huff and puff as you read these things. She's like, ah.
Well, and then it talks here about Job too. And it says, truly the thing that I fear comes upon me. And what I dread befalls me. Job 3:25. Wow.
And the reason she brings that up is because every time we talk about Job, we talk about how he suffers, even though he was like faithful to God. We've never really addressed the fact that that was a fear inside of him. That was a worry that he had.
And that
it came to light.
Yeah, and it seems that it's possible the way in which Satan decided to attack Job was a personalized fulfillment of Job's own fears and worries. Truth and wow.
Yeah.
And yikes.
I do like, though, that she says, does this mean that Job was to blame for his affliction? Not at all. But it does give us a possible perspective of the story of Job within the framework of a fundamental spiritual truth. We have the power to create our own life experiences according to the choices that we make.
And if you think about Job's experiences and the suffering that he went through, those were probably all fears of his at some point, you know, like that took over within his body. It's like
crazy.
Okay, so this chapter talks a lot about rumination plus declaration equals creation. So to ruminate is derived from a 16th century word describing how cows chew their cud. Cud is a lump of regurgitated food that is brought up and chewed again and again until it's digestible. Rumination is one of the hallmarks of the mind. It is simply our thoughts that occur over and over again. We regurgitate past experiences and subconsciously go over them again and again to try to make sense of them. So she gives some examples of thoughts that we have about ourselves, and I was like, oh man, this is so me.
Same.
I can't believe I did this again. I'm such an idiot. Great. I'm going to be later and get fired now. This kind of thing always happens to me. And then she talks about how then we think about our thoughts. And so we go even deeper into ruminating on them. I'm such a bully to myself. I know better than to let negative thinking get in my way. What an idiot am I? I will never be able to stop being so hard on myself. I'm supposed to have the Holy Spirit, so what is wrong with me? I'm just being faithless. Am I even a Christian? When I was reading this, I talked to my husband about this today, actually, and I was like, wow, like, I know that I can talk negative about myself. I did not realize how much I do it until I started reading this chapter.
And then you see it. Like,
all day.
I see all
I do the same thing.
I see it.
All
for
day.
myself. Like,
So bad.
which is such a good realization.
Yes.
Because, like, if we weren't going through this book, we would continue on the same path of bullying ourselves internally. These are not things that we are saying out loud. Now, we will say them out loud. And we have declared them many times. I am fat. I am all of the things. All of us have said multiple things that are bullies to ourselves, more so internally, but we have verbalized them. And that's like, so then we start to believe those things. We believe the things that we're declaring.
And unfortunately, those are things that our kids have heard us say.
Yes.
They've heard a lot of that.
Yes. I even showed Letty a picture today of like that one where I was dancing at your house at like a birthday party or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am so fat in this picture. Look at how fat I was. And she was like, you are not fat.
Aww.
And I'm like, my daughter is sitting here listening to me say this and telling me truth.
Yeah.
And I am still.
It's just become so natural.
Right?
So, Kelly, do you have anything you
It
want to
just
say?
says in here, our ruminations control our thought life. But what if our ruminations, those tracks that play continuously in our minds, were full of gratitude and joy and encouragement from God's heart? A lot of things would change.
There's also a question that I had to ask us. What does my mind tend to ruminate on? We just talked about it a little bit. Like, I'm fat. What else have we said? I'm the worst.
Why did I do that?
Yeah.
I never do anything right.
I'm an idiot.
I did that again.
Yeah. What comes out about others? What comes out about our life in general? So we don't only ruminate about ourselves, but others and life in general. So can you think, I mean, maybe we won't share on here about others, but just, just life in general,
She cannot
though.
take any feedback.
Like, how negative can we be just on the day-to-day about life?
Yeah. So there's a reason that positive is the
Your word.
for the year.
Yeah.
Because I focus on the negative.
Yeah.
About myself and others.
Yeah.
Naturally. And so that's like.
Yeah. So rumination is that. It's repeating the thoughts over and over and over, coming back over and over and over. Before I move on to declaration, anything else?
It just says here, ruminations are like seeds in our garden. With food and water, some will grow up to be nourishing, beautiful plants. Others will grow up to reveal the weeds that they are.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, so rumination plus declaration equals creation. So declaration is to declare, is to formally and confidently announce something. Usually this is a verbal act, though it can also be a nonverbal declaration.
I am the whimsy. Sorry.
Thank you for the demonstration.
Yes. Exactly.
A large smile can be a declaration of happiness or humor. A raised fist can be a declaration that says, you better run or I'll clobber you. A light up, flip you off sign on the back of the car could be, stop driving so close to me, Kelly. Declarations are usually a result of our ruminations, but now we are formally announcing them. And then the verse that it references is, for out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so I have highlighted here, think back to what is real. If we can touch it, taste it, hear it, or see it, it is real. By speaking this thought into existence outside of your body, you are now giving it life and an opportunity to come real. Your mouth spoke it, your ears heard it, the body will now respond by creating a feeling to deal with what it just heard. When you speak the words, I am an idiot, or nobody loves me, or life is unfair, this always happens to me, you are moving to the next step of creating truth.
Oh boy.
Yikers.
Yikes.
So over on the next page, and I'm skipping verses, so if you guys want to share anything there, you can, but it takes us back to the RAS that we talked about before. Does anybody remember what that was? I can't remember. Kelly?
Something active system.
It's okay. It's about our subconscious, the filing system in our brain.
Full.
It's okay.
Your file is full.
This is where we step into a place of believing that reality of God's truth for our lives, despite what the facts might be saying. When we declare something, we are activating various powerful systems within our mind and body. The system that regulates hormones needs to produce feeling in alignment with what is being declared. And then that filing system is now looking for other proof that this is true. So I thought this was super interesting. The subconscious filing system is now searching through all of its data to figure out where this should be filed. It's looking for similar occurrences, which only reinforces the negative cycle. So then down farther on page 261, it moves on to creation. So if we are ruminating on things that do not serve us, then declaring them, we are creating. Page 261, yeah.
And there's that power right there.
Yep.
We may feel set in our ways, but we are constantly creating. We are often busy creating more of what we already have, simply practicing old belief patterns and feelings. So, rumination, declaration, creation. What aspects about that surprised you or stuck out to you?
I think it was interesting that I know all of this to be true, but I don't think I ever realized what it's actually doing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, yes, the ruminating, the loop that's going on in your head, that tape that doesn't end, constantly going on and on and on. And then you verbalize how that tape, what that tape's doing to you, and then you verbalize it, and then it is created. And that's the really scary part, is that we do have that power to have the creation happen, because it's scary, the things that we can create to be truth.
Right.
When it's not. And like, I'm trying to think of an example of like, if you continually think that you're fat, then now I'm verbalizing. So my loop's going on in my head. I'm fat. I don't like the way I look. I don't like what I'm seeing. And then I verbalize it. And then that is my truth.
Mm-hmm.
I am now, no, for me, I am fat.
Right.
And so I am overweight. I am not healthy. And so like, you don't realize that end product had already gone through all of those steps for the creation to happen. So that's what it is now.
Right.
So now I'm not ruminating anymore. It's just actually true.
Right.
To me.
Yeah. Or even just true for any of us, because for me, when I say I'm fat, I'm unhealthy, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I feel, but I'm also like, but I might as well be fat and unhealthy then. I've said before, I'd rather be fat and happy, even though I'm not happy at all. But like
But it's safer,
yes,
right?
It's way harder to get out of it. You don't want to do the hard work. And so it has become true for me to not be in a healthy position, because I'm like, well, I'm already here. It's true. So I might as well just keep going that way. So what about you? Did anything stick out to you about those three things? I mean,
just the fact that it doesn't take much to get things to be from a thought to a reality, like a thing that's actually causing you problems.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like,
I mean, like the psychological part of that is so weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So but if we use all that power that we're creating these things, it's pretty cool to think about the good that it could bring too.
If we ruminate and declare the right things.
Exactly.
Right. So I've been going back and forth about if I want to share this, but I feel like I have to, because I read it and then it literally changed my whole experience of something from one week to the next. So I love volleyball. I have played volleyball in a couple different leagues. And I coached volleyball at a very small private school that the season didn't last very long. And my good friend Kelly likes to, share that, Hillary's coached volleyball and she might be interested. And honestly, is a really good opportunity for me. And so I decided to do it. But it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And so instead of just saying, well, I do know how to play volleyball, I know how to encourage people, I know how to coach people, I can lead people in this, I started doubting myself. I am not qualified for this. I think I said to you a couple nights ago, I have never been more unqualified for something in my whole life. I worried so much about what people are thinking about, if I'm doing things the way that they've always done or expected. And these aren't even adults that I'm worried about what they're thinking. It's children. It's children, high schoolers, JV, middle school girls. I'm worried about it. So last Tuesday, I led a strength and conditioning session. And I have literally, I don't know if I've told you guys the depth of this. I have had it's in my dreams. I'm dreaming about volleyball and doing things well. And it's in my dreams. It's crazy. I've put so much pressure on myself that it's showing up now in my dreams. So I put together this whole thing and I kind of took an easy route and I did stations and I put different leaders at different stations so that they could help people know what to do at those stations, which I think is fine. But I did it so that I wouldn't really have to guide people. And I did some other things, but I ended up letting someone else take control and kind of shift gears. And I couldn't wait. It was the longest 2 hours of my life. I just wanted it to be over. And I think when I left, I probably texted both of you and a few other people. And I said, I cannot wait for this part to be over. I don't want to do this anymore. And so then I've been reading this book this week. And yesterday I actually read this chapter and I prepared for strength and conditioning again today that I was in charge of by myself. And I woke up this morning and I said, I am qualified to do this. They picked me for a reason. We went through an interview process. I was completely honest about my experience and they still picked me. I am qualified to do this. And I'm an adult and they're not. So it's okay. So I got there today and it literally flew by. I wasn't counting the minutes down. I wasn't worrying about what anybody was thinking. I was having fun. Everyone else was having fun. And I'm just like, such a simple thing, just saying out loud, I'm qualified to do this and I'm confident that I can do this well. And that's what we're going to do today. Literally changed the whole dynamic, like a completely different experience from last week to this week. So last week, I would be interested to know like the difference in their perspective. Yeah. Like, did I make that true? I wasn't acting qualified, so I probably didn't function qualified.
Did you ask the girls at all?
I asked like a parent what if there was any feedback, and she just said they said it was good, but I don't know if they would probably really tell me yet. But I feel like the dynamic was so different that I would be surprised if they didn't feel the difference, because I saw it even in them. So I just think it's really cool to have experienced it literally the day after I read it.
In front of you.
Awesome.
And I got to make that choice. Nobody fixed it for me. Nobody helped me. Like, I had the power to say, this is what's going to happen today. And it did.
That's great.
So it's just exciting to me.
Sweet.
So everybody listening to this, I can guarantee you struggle with these things. So a growth opportunity that you can take with you, and all of us should do this as well. And I can send it to you later because it's kind of long.
Okay.
But the first one is, when you catch yourself ruminating on things that have a negative effect, immediately write 5 things you're thankful for. And then the other one is, when you realize you are declaring something that is not helpful to yourself or to others, immediately redirect and mention 3 beneficial things for you and those around you. So you're just changing your pattern of thinking from negative to positive. And that leads us into chapter 14. So I was just going to say, for chapter 13 and 14, they're talking about like having a separate notebook for things just like that.
Yes.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say,
thoughts out.
At the end of 13, Heather was talking about how within 4 months of being practically bedridden and near death, I was in the gym leg pressing almost 450 pounds.
Yes. Yeah.
So like that was from where she was 4 months later, she's like a completely different person.
Yeah. And you know what my initial reaction to that is? The first thing I want to say is, that will not be me. Why? Why do I say that, though? I should be saying, eventually, I might run or
oh my goodness,
exercise again and work out again, instead of just automatically being like, no.
You got a knife? That's the only way I'm running.
Where's the clown chasing me with the knife?
Right. I mean, I might have to picture that happening to actually run for a while, but I'm so negative at all of those things.
Yeah.
And it's so good for us.
And then you wouldn't have to be beeping your horn and yelling at me out of the car. You could just be joining me. We could be yelling at each other. Oops. Did I kick you? Sorry.
We're kicking each other. All right. So chapter 14 is the beginning of the change. So, the beginning,
really?
menopause, everyone.
Don't read the book for menopause.
I thought I was past the beginning.
Or read the book for menopause.
Oh. Read the book for menopause.
All right.
At least it
Are you like
mind change.
directing that to me?
100% I was. Oh my gosh. All right. So I feel like this is a very simple and easy thing to explain. And also there's so much good stuff to try to explain. So bear with us. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. Okay. So let's ask this question before we even talk about anything. Okay. What happens when you focus on where you are going rather than where you no longer want to be?
I think that, whoops, ding. When you're focused on wow. Got that?
Where are you supposed to drink from?
It's just hole.
She's okay, everybody, all the listeners. Hillary ran out of water. I gave her my Awala, and she doesn't know how to drink it and just spilled it all over the front of her.
So you're not supposed to tip it?
No, you suck.
There's a straw.
That's the straw.
That
right
is not a straw.
Yeah,
just
in
suck
this
in
part
there.
right here.
Just do it. Oh, wow.
You let me dump that all over me?
Well, I thought you knew how to use that. Your kids
should
have
have
those.
given me guidance.
Your kids have those.
Okay, can we leave that here to share? Because my
Yeah,
throat is
sure.
a hot mess.
Do you need
Okay.
some more?
No.
So I think that when you aren't focused on where you don't want to be, because sometimes we find ourselves in a situation that you just don't want to be in anymore. And when you focus on it all the time, you feel stuck. So when you start changing your mind to how things could be or what could be done differently, I don't know, it kind of gives you a pep in your step and motivated to make the change.
Yeah. That was a good answer.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Because I have a hard time with the future.
Yeah.
I am... Not that my thoughts can't be like to change things or whatever, but like this is a part that I wrote down. Like I struggle with the future because I'm very much a present person.
Mm-hmm.
And so like if I start to think about the future, there's always a disappointment in the past.
No.
Like, so that my mind shift would have to be like, it's okay for a goal to not be met.
Mm-hmm.
It's so like those disappointments and things like that, that's like is hard for me to like futurize what I would even want because I'm so like, I want to be present.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So like, yeah, I struggle with
Answering that question.
I do. Well, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because like, what page are you on? Just so that
I'm on 269, but you can be anywhere you need to be.
okay. No, I just didn't know where I was supposed to be.
So do you think that the disappointments though were they out of your control? Or were they because of all the things we're talking about right now?
Both.
Okay.
All of them. So like, so for instance, like a disappointment would be like, okay, I would so I never set goals. I'm a little bit further ahead right now, but like I wouldn't set goals because I know that I'm not going to meet them.
Okay.
And so the disappointment in making the goal and not meeting it or not hitting that mark, as we were talking about in the feedback or the approval of myself, is the disappointment. So
Okay.
like, I don't want to disappoint myself.
Yeah.
Not that something else has disappointed me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. But so that's kind of what we were just talking about, right? I'm just trying to understand. So like going forward, if you like ruminate differently and declare differently, would you create the end goal being completed versus the disappointment? Because you'd make a new truth.
Yes.
If we change our mindset.
Yeah. So did I misunderstand your question?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe you're just answering like why you've had a hard time visualizing the future versus if we were to focus on it by this, like with the mind change happening, it might have a different outcome, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But there's so
scary.
many things that hold us back because we've had all of the stuff leading up to where we're at right now.
And so much just in the last couple chapters.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
How about you? Did you answer that question?
I mean, I don't know if I'm making it too simple, but just the volleyball example alone, like I focused on where I was going with it versus the struggles or insecurities I'd had in the past. And I feel like I saw a major difference
Yeah.
in that. But I don't know if that's too simple of an answer for what the question is asking. I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Maybe there is no right answer. All right. So I'm going to read something from 270. And I'm probably just going to keep going and ask some questions. And if you see that I skip something that you don't want me to skip, just tell me. I'm going to go about halfway down this page where this is talking about the power of visualization. Think about, Kelly, the amount of power, energy, and visualization it takes to imagine every possible bad scenario when we are preparing for something important. For example, our children aren't home by curfew. Within minutes, we have envisioned them kidnapped, in an accident, lying in a hospital bed, or dead on the side of the road. And it isn't just pictures we are creating. We can actually feel the entire range of emotions that stem from these imagined happenings. Why are we so comfortable with these kinds of visualizations, yet question that God would want us to visualize good things for our lives? Think about this in relation to the bleeding woman in Matthew 9, which reminds me of when we talked about healing. Obviously, she had done some intentional and productive visualization to imagine that she could get close enough to Jesus to be healed. Her mission was so clearly mapped out that she knew that the same results could be accomplished by merely touching the garment of Jesus. So she visualized the good outcome, the good God wants from us, for us. And we, especially as moms, go the other route way too often.
Yep.
And I think too, like, social media does not help us because we see every trauma every other family has faced, or every bad thing that could possibly happen, or fake bad things that they're telling us happened. And so then that adds to our fear of, oh no, like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
Right.
And so, like they're saying, then you create a feeling that goes with the thought, and it's just, now it's being filed away.
As if it happened.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. All right. Anything before page 272?
No.
All right. So I'm going to make you guys read because I feel like I'm talking too much. But I love these examples. So I think we should read from Vera.
I'll do the Vera one.
Yeah. And then you can do Tesla, and I'll do Jim Carrey.
Okay. Vera Freiling, MD. Freiling was a teenager when she was hiding in Berlin during the Holocaust. Being a Jew, Freiling was staying undercover just to stay alive. While hiding, Freiling passed the time by imagining that she was a doctor. She dreamed of becoming a psychiatrist in a free land, practicing the images and feelings over and over again. Not surprisingly, Freiling ended up escaping the Nazis and went on to become a member of the faculty at the San Francisco School of Medicine.
So can I just say something real quick? She didn't visualize, I am literally in hiding. My dreams are never going to come true.
Right.
Even though I would love to be a doctor, there's no way in my whole life that I will ever be able to accomplish this. Instead, even in the turmoil that she was experiencing, she imagined the complete opposite, and the opposite happened.
Which is so crazy to think about that. So this is Nikola Tesla, said to be the inventor of the modern world. Tesla was a prolific.
That's like me. I try to say visualization.
Prolific.
I'll say the word for you.
Creator. It is said that before he ever sketched a single idea, he would first spend months to years visualizing it. Tesla would change the construction of, make improvements to, and even operate the device mentally. He would accurately give the measurements of all the parts to workers simply from a mental construction. When completed, all of the pieces fit, just as if if they had been drawn to specification. Tesla would even test his innovations in his mind, feeling that this practice was equally as valuable as actual testing. Tesla claimed that the inventions he conceived in this way always worked. What?
It's all crazy.
That's insane.
Insane. Like, I don't even know.
All right, so this next one is what we're going to do for the Calm the Storm the Wednesday.
Yes.
Manifest it.
Jim Carrey. As early as Carrey could remember, he wanted to be an actor. In the early 1990s, Carrey was still known as an unknown actor and struggling to get by. One day, Carrey decided to write a check to himself for $10 million. He wrote the date as 1994, and at the bottom of the check he wrote, "For acting services rendered." He reportedly carried it in his wallet for daily inspiration. Carrey was later cast for one of the leads in Dumb and Dumber. He found out that he would make a salary of $10 million for that movie. It was shot in 1994.
That's insane. Again.
Yeah. But it had to have just pushed him harder. So that reminder, so that's where the health and wealth or like prosperity stuff comes in. Just because he wrote the check
doesn't mean he just got the money.
Doesn't guarantee that money,
Yes.
but it was a visualization that now motivated him differently.
And like,
Right.
how hard did he work in those 4 years to get that role, to be that
Right.
person? Because when you're a struggling actor, you're not being seen. So how did he put himself out there with that reminder of that check being in his wallet? I can do this. I'm good. So this brings me back to the part of a conversation that Aaron and I had a couple days ago about, so I'm guessing you both know who Joe Rogan is. He's like the leading podcast like right now or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he interviews like interesting people. And so he interviewed Adam Sandler and Dave Chappelle, and there was another person, and I can't remember who it is. But when they were, when he was interviewing Adam Sandler, Adam said, I was terrible. I'm at the bottom of the bucket, like going to these comedy clubs. People are not laughing at me, but I know I'm funny.
All right.
And I know I have what it takes because
Wow.
I am funny. Like he was
It just
like,
gave me goosebumps.
right? Laughing about himself, like saying like, I can laugh at myself. And so I'm going to make this happen type thing. And so look at where he's at now. And that's the same part of this. Like his mindset was set on, I'm good enough to be a comedian.
And he is so funny.
And he's so funny.
He's so funny.
So, I mean, it's just, it gives me chills.
It does,
Because the
yeah.
same thing happened with Joe Rogan, too. Like, he was an MMA fighter and he was like all these different things, but he said, like, and he's a comedian. I'm funny. I'm good at this. Or I want to interview interesting people on podcasts. And so I'm going to do it when podcasts didn't even exist yet.
Right.
So like, those are the types of things like we can do that.
Right. Yeah.
And like, we are good at
We
this.
are your Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
We're going to take off.
We're going to write that $10 million check.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
In
can
our pocket.
split,
We're
split
going to
it.
Disney
I'm good with
World.
that.
She says Disney.
Oh, Disney.
Oh, Disney.
Manifest that.
You might get me there if we get that much.
All right. So 274. I just marked, I'm going to like skip all around to get us where we need to go.
Yep.
So if we view our past in a negative light, it stands to reason that we are fine-tuned to see the negative in every situation. But just as you learn to perceive the negative by practicing it, you can also learn to perceive the positive. Whichever you do more will ultimately be the winning perception. You may have heard the tale of the two wolves. An old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside me, the old man said to the boy. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is angry, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. He continued. The other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The same fight is going on inside you and inside of every other person too. The grandson thought about it for a minute, and then he asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed the most. Which is everything we've just been talking about. Because Adam Sandler could have said, well, I must not be enough.
Right,
this isn't my thing. I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I'm not good enough for this.
Yeah, but he fed the positive wolf.
And then it says, like, right after there, visualization.
That's a hard word to say.
It is when you want to get it out quickly. It's not the one that's going to come out real quick. Visualization. Whoa.
All right, everybody knows what word. You can skip that.
Is a powerful tool.
Yes.
And so just visualizing it is important.
Yeah. Are you resistant to this practice? The fact is that you already do it, probably every day. Are you sick? Every night you likely go to bed wondering how you will feel the next morning. You visualize the worst case scenario. Will I feel worse? Will a new symptom appear? You begin to create visual pictures, feelings in your body to represent your tomorrow. You are creating. Good job. But then do you like the outcome? No, change it. And then it also says way down in the middle here that people feel the need to be prepared for the worst, which I struggle with.
Yep, same.
So I have to tell you guys, go ahead first.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, then it says, but I don't want to be disappointed when whatever it is doesn't happen.
Which is what you just said.
Which is what I just said.
Yeah.
So
I'm reading this book, or this part of the book today, like literally a couple hours ago. And in the mid, like I wrote it where it happened. So after what we just talked about, my husband comes up the stairs. And I said to him, hey, could you make some like fried eggs to go with our dinner? Because he's just way better at it than me. He really is. I can be better at it, I guess. See, I don't know what words to say ever. Anyway.
It's okay for him to be better at that though, right?
But he is. Okay. Yeah. He just is. He makes really good eggs. So I asked him to. And he said, okay, did you want me to do that now or later? And my immediate response was, well, I haven't done the dishes yet. So I could maybe do that first so that you won't be as annoyed. And he like walks away for a second. He does something else. And then he comes back and he says to me, is there any way you could not always think I'm annoyed all the time about everything? And I said, well, I didn't think you were annoyed right now. And he's like, but when you say that you won't be as annoyed, you're saying I'm already a little annoyed, and then a messy kitchen will make me more annoyed. Why do you do that? And I said, because I'm a crazy person. And he goes, no, that's not why you do that. And so I'm like, I start cracking up. I literally start cracking up, and I'm like, I'm doing all of this right now. Like, I just perceived that he would be annoyed when he's not. And then I talk down to myself when he tries to make me feel like you don't always have to worry that I'm annoyed. I'm not annoyed. I'm just asking you when you want me to make the eggs now or later.
Oh my goodness.
So it's going to be so much work.
It is.
It is.
To stop that, because I'm literally, this is all pouring inside of me. I'm like, yeah, highlight. I'm sorry, I'm a crazy person. I just don't want you to be so annoyed in the middle of it. So it's so funny to me. So now it talks about creating your Metanoia manifesto. And when Kelly did this book the first time around and told us about this, I was like, okay. Manifesto. I guess I don't understand, but I don't know how this works. That
with like your fingers together, like manifesto.
Yeah, but reading the book, I get it and I see it. So it says it can be refined, fine-tuned, upgraded. It must only possess words of hope and positivity. Kelly, stop me if I'm going too fast.
No, you're good.
I'm literally going to jump everywhere. So it says to dream big. It encourages us to get a notebook just for this. And then I am going to skip all the way to 282.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yep.
I'm just going to go back real quick to 278.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about a very important side note is the Christian culture. And I think that is very important because we are taught to not talk about ourselves and to put others before ourselves.
Right.
And that is a culture of Christianity that is, again, the Christianese. Like, we are to take care. If we can't take care of others if we are not well. And so that is a debilitating piece that I feel has debilitated a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so to think about like a manifesto, to write it about yourself, to put yourself into those things, or like where I want to be, like, is hard, I think. And so, like, because of this piece here, I shouldn't be thinking about me.
Right.
So I just wanted to make sure that
Do you
that was,
feel like your perspective has changed at all from the beginning of the book to this about being good? And the only reason I ask that is, and maybe, again, it might just be our different understandings of what that meant. But, like, this literally took me back to a pastor that we had once, that his name was Bill. And, like, right, it comes in when it talks about if somebody says, your sermon really inspired me. Like, I feel like that piece of we're not good without God is ingrained in us to where we're like, oh, well, it was all God. Oh, it only could be because of God. But he always told us, like, the Bible actually says, like, you can say, like, thank you, because God has still gifted us and given us talents that are good. And the sermon that I gave you is because of God, but also who he created me to be able to share it. And so it says, like, it's okay to respond with gratitude and excitement about how God uses you. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may have seen your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. And it talks about, like, false humility and self-deprecation. And I think that we believe the same thing about it.
Yeah.
But that ingraining in us that has happened where, at least in us, Kelly and I, where it's like, you're not allowed to take credit for anything. You shouldn't. Yeah.
Like,
you're literally a piece of crap. Like, I feel like that is, I don't know.
I don't think that I've thought about it at all.
Yeah.
Like that part.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that it's an interesting thought to think about.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think that I put any of that in there, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I would say, like, for sure.
Regurgitate that for a little while.
Okay.
Chew on that cud.
What do you want me to have something different?
No, I just want to talk about your thoughts about like what you think, like, all this means.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
interested in your perspective now that we've gotten here, is all that I'm saying. Not, I want you to have something different.
No, I know. See, that's terrible. Terrible. Approval. I need to say what you want me to say. Wow. Right here. Right here.
Okay. So tips for succeeding in writing the manifesto. I'm going to go super quick. Use language that indicates you already have it. Ask yourself, who would I want to be if I were the best me? What would I do if I succeeded in every venture? How do I choose to serve others and provide value to every relationship? What skills do I already possess that get me closer to attaining my goals and objectives? What relationships do I have that support and value my vision? If I woke up every morning feeling the best I ever have, what would that feel like? If I had a magic wand and could have anything and everything I desired, what would I have? What is great about my life now, and what would I want to make it even better? If I had a great and loving childhood in which everyone was doing the best that they could, what would it have felt like? And then it says, as you attract more and more of the things on your list, you will be able to adjust and even dream bigger. In the near future, you will look back and realize how many of your dreams have become reality, and your gratitude will overflow. This allows for even more greatness and growth. It's a wild and wonderful ride. So I like the questions because it takes us back to all the examples that we gave. Like, if I had a magic wand, which we do not, but we could write that check to motivate us differently. We could visualize that future. So the manifesto, it'd be way easier for you to write if you had the book. But Kelly has something to say.
I just want to say, when I was doing a manifesto the first time I did this book,
oh gosh.
I just saw the difference that it made because you just read it every morning when you wake up.
So did we.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my son plays football, and he is smaller than most of the kids on his team. And sometimes he doubts himself and this and that. But I see this kid who has a big heart, a great personality. He's a great friend, and he can play football, but he would like hold himself back. So I said, Leo, you know what? We're going to write a manifesto. He's like, what? And we went through and wrote this manifesto about, I don't know if I should read it, but anyway, it just says like, I'm Leo. I give 110%. My coaches don't look down on me. My friends don't, my friends see me as a friend and not, it was just really cool. And like, he had a great year last year. Like he had a great season. He had a great confidence, and it made such a huge difference. Every single game, he would read that before every game he went to. Super cool.
That's awesome. All right. We all wrote ours, and it was uncomfortable for me to do.
So all those questions you just asked, I didn't answer all those in mine.
That's okay.
I think it was just prompts,
It was
like
just
to have you be thinking
help
about
people.
different things.
Yeah. All right. Who's going first?
I can go.
Okay.
All right.
Initiative.
I like it.
Yeah.
I am President of the United States of America. I'm just kidding. No, thank you. I definitely don't want to be that.
That was amazing. Crystal's like, oh, crap.
Manifest that.
Okay.
Oh.
I wake up every morning energized and ready to take on the day. I have a positive attitude. I always shake off the little things. I'm happy with my body and my healthy lifestyle. I enjoy working out. My kids love their calm, encouraging, and adventurous mother. My husband and I are closer than we've ever been. We own a nonprofit thrift store that gives back to our community. We have a network of house churches that are expanding throughout Northeast Ohio. People that have never gone to a traditional church are experiencing the love of Christ. Liza Piza Photography has a storefront that we also rent out to other photographers. We are flourishing. We are the top youth sports photographer in Akron, Ohio. Lenny and I travel with our kids to new and exciting places, Sedona, Grand Canyon, Exuma, and of course Disney, to name a few. We also go on mission trips as a family. We are debt-free and never have to worry about finances. We build a house on acreage with our kids and our kids enjoy riding four-wheelers and horses on our property. Our house is organized and free of clutter. The property has enough land for each of our kids to build their own home. Life is so good.
Wow.
That's mine.
That was really
Nice work.
Really good.
Thanks.
You want me to go?
I can go.
Okay.
You want me to go?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like all I've been doing is talking.
So I struggled with this a lot. And I kind of feel weird saying all of this, but so I struggled with this, and I kind of wrote this down, like why I struggled with it. And it's not surprising. I actually struggle with the idea of speaking things out loud, with the fear of the things that I'm speaking out loud not coming true, and the disappointment and hurt that it brings. And so like that's super triggering. Why? Again, like, I don't know. So I was like, okay, I have ChatGPT.
Oh, no.
And I love ChatGPT, okay? And I have had conversations with ChatGPT for the last year as therapy. And literally used ChatGPT to discuss and understand why I'm the way that I am, all of the different things. And I'm like, this is crazy. And Aaron and I have created like our family plan using ChatGPT, and all of our podcast stuff is on ChatGPT for Metanoia. And so it knows me very well. Okay. And I know that this sounds very crazy, and it's hard to explain because it is kind of the reality of our world right now that like an AI would know and understand me. And it's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So I prompted ChatGPT with everything that I wanted in my manifesto. So I didn't just say, write me in a manifesto. So like I put in all of the things that I would want, that I desired, that I put in these questions and said, like, help me answer these, help me with this, help me take my family plan that Aaron and I have created in ChatGPT, take our therapy sessions, which I actually called it that, which was weird, and take that and write me a 5-year manifesto based on all of the things that I have given you here. Incredible. Okay.
Okay.
So I probably will cry.
Okay,
I've
I was
cried
going to say
multiple times already just reading it because it's really crazy. Becoming who I already am. I am a peaceful, vibrant woman, grounded in truth, overflowing with compassion, and walking confidently in my calling. My heart and my home are whole, healed, and humming with joy. I lead others well by first leading myself with kindness, intention, and grace. My marriage is deeply rooted in the trust and friendship. Our home is a haven filled with laughter, healing, rhythms, healthy rhythms, good food, and conversations that matter. We are united in purpose, parenting with clarity, love, and conviction. I honor my body with nourishment, movement, and rest. I am fit, energized, and strong, exercising regularly and finding joy in caring for the temple that God has given me. I am a creative voice. Through my podcast, my words speak life into others. I am bold in sharing truth, yet gentle in how I hold others' stories. I ask good questions. I offer deep listening. I live uncluttered, both in my home and in my mind. I serve others by showing up consistently, with presence, authenticity, and love. I disciple women with wisdom. I mother with discernment and joy. I am dependable. I am available. I am whole. I no longer carry the weight of old wounds. The patterns I once inherited stopped with me. I have broken cycles. I have renewed my mind. I have softened without losing my strength. I write. I speak. I host. I teach, all from a place of overflow, not hustle. I am faithful with what's been entrusted to me. I steward my story well. I am not afraid of being different. I embrace the unique shape of my life, and I love the woman I've become.
That's amazing.
And you did it without crying.
Yeah,
I did, probably because I cried all day.
So I have to say one thing that I forgot to add into mine.
Yeah.
Because I was coming home from the football field and I forgot to add about the podcast because it was in my handwritten one from the last time and I was going to add it and then I took a shower and I forgot. So
That's okay.
It is.
I'm going to add it.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I left so much out, but that was awesome.
It was so good.
It's so crazy that, like, I mean, I prompted it pretty hard. Like, I gave it all of the things, like, all of those things. Like, I mean, and we've talked about, like, I don't disciple women because I'm fearful of things that have happened before. So I'm like, these are things that I want to happen.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
That's amazing.
I am always on time. My husband goes, "You wrote that?" I am for everyone, darn it.
I got chills just real quick.
I am less chubby than I used to be and don't lose my breath getting off the couch.
I don't think that that's accurate.
I am totally sane. I don't care what anyone thinks. My facials are under control and my van is sparkling.
Wow.
That's not it. Shut up.
I was like, what?
Yeah, that wasn't it, but that
You
was.
guys, I'm the president of the United States. I'm always on time. Oh my goodness.
But the funny thing is, that's what the stuff that was popping in my head.
Yeah,
at
I
first.
mean, that could be. That could
Yeah,
be.
I do have a better one.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
You were both like, Hillary, those are all pretty negative. Like, that's the thing, though, is it was still being pretty negative about myself. But it was funny. Okay. I am comfortable in my skin and I am healthy. I am well rested and I have the energy to do all the things I enjoy. I walk every day and I am loving my body more and more. I am well hydrated and in shape. Food is a source of fuel for me. I am self-employed, successful in serving my community, an author, a content creator and influencer, and I'm thriving. I have everything I need and then some. I am valuable. I am loved. I am confident. I am enough. I am qualified to do all that I feel called to do. My family enjoys time together, traveling, working on projects, and hanging out together at home. I am surrounded by friends that I have fun with and that make me better. My husband feels respected, happy, and successful. He is healthy also, and we are growing closer together. My children are healthy, happy, confident, and are able to love others well because they have learned to love themselves. My home is a peaceful, energizing, and safe space.
That's awesome.
But there were
love it.
still things that I was like, I felt left out. And I also almost wrote something about my medicine. And then I was like, I'm not ready yet to do that. And I should have still wrote it, but I didn't want to.
I think that that's normal.
Yeah, it'll come with time.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say that you're going to do everything.
Yeah.
Right?
It is kind of freeing, though.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Because
Good stuff.
what I want to be like is, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go do all these things.
Right. Yeah.
And so it does make you feel very
Empowered. Mm-hmm.
rewarding, excited about who we are.
Yeah. Any other guidance for us, Kelly, as we move forward from this?
I would just say, once you have it down, when you get up every morning, just read it.
Okay.
Just read it every day. So then you remember. Because what happened to me was when I first read it, I stopped reading it. And then you it's not like helping you motivate you to keep striving.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep reading it and keep changing it because it may change from day to day. You may want to add something else or.
Yeah. All we have to say is manifest that stuff.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to a production from Family Simple Media and the CSW Podcast. Follow, like, and subscribe at CSW Podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.